Hello, my name is Thomas Bromer, and let me introduce you to my new business concept, Edit Zero. Edit Zero is a video editing service for aspiring creators that is designed for them to have a more hands-on approach to editing their videos. Where other services would just have you submit clips, they'd edit your video and send it back. Edit Zero is designed to have direct input from the client as opposed to other services. This helps people who can't afford to or can't be bothered to learn to edit.
Easy.
So just a little bit about me. I'm currently a student at Cogswell College studying computer science and engineering. As for my background in video editing, I worked as an editor for my high school news web show. That was pretty good, worked on both the news and the entertainment side. And I enjoy all kinds of games, board games, card games, you name it. And there's a link to my LinkedIn profile here. The entrepreneur I chose for my entrepreneur profile was Bill Gates. He's the founder of Microsoft. He founded Microsoft in 1975. He's interested in all forms of technology and wants to try and improve everyone's lives through it. And he's currently the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is a foundation that works to improve the lives of those who are less fortunate. So let's get into the basics of what Edit Zero really is. It's an editing service for those who either can't afford editing software or can't be bothered to learn to edit or are just not good at editing. The idea is it's focused on providing exactly what the client wants the first time they ask, rather than having to re-edit clips after they say, oh, that's not what I want you to do this instead. Currently, no other editing service that I could find creates a direct line of communication between the editor and the client during the process. And as another bonus, clients will have full ownership of their videos once we're done editing for them, so they can use it in whatever way they want, post to YouTube, send to their friends, never use it ever again, but it's up to them. A few clarifications on things. With a direct line of communication, clients will be able to schedule meetings with their editors to discuss what they want for their video, whether it's specific edits or specific timings on things, and they can view the current progress at any time. Clients can choose when to take their final product at any point during editing. So if they think that editing is done, they can choose to take it then, or they can say, no, edit it a little bit more, and here's some suggestions. And then pricing has a baseline editing duration. So like say we're gonna spend a week editing this, and if you still want more edits, then it'll cost more for every extra amount of time that we put into this. And then it'll have more purchasable options for longer periods of time. As for whether this is feasible or not, one of the strengths of this is definitely the fact that this is the only editing service currently that incorporates client feedback in real time. And it's also I plan to make this cost competitive with other similar services, so as to not ruin the point of it. Some opportunities that could come from this is that it's a digital service, meaning that only a website is needed to advertise, and it would be a lot cheaper than running a physical building. And it has very low costs after the initial investment in software and licenses, because you'd only have to purchase the licenses once, and there would likely not be as much of a fee after that. On the weaknesses side, this would be a very high upfront cost for buying editing software or licenses, and the rig's powerful enough to actually edit multiple videos in a timely fashion. As software can go for anywhere from like $300 to $500 depending on which one you're buying, and rigs can be widely different prices depending on what you're trying to specialize into, but definitely upwards of $1,000 per machine. And then the project is also going to have to start very, very slowly, so it would take quite a while to get a return on the investment. And some of the big threats are that more popular video editing software or video editing services might incorporate our idea into their existing services, and we would just kind of be left in the dust. In terms of my behavioral analysis that I did, I think one of the things I really need to stop is to just stop procrastinating in general, because I have this tendency to leave things until the last moment. Uh, so I think I just need to keep myself on time, finish what needs to be done, put a priority on what needs to get done right now. Um, so in order to help me accomplish that, I'm going to start making calendars, keep track of the things I need to do, what doesn't need to be done, what needs to be done by certain deadlines, and try and do that on a regular basis. Finally, something I need to continue is to make sure that I maintain an interest in technology, particularly in the field of video editing, just so that I don't fall behind on current tech. If some new editing software comes out that I don't know about, or some new way of using the current software exists that I don't know about that makes it more efficient, then the company could just fall behind because we're just not as quick or effective as some other services. As for logos, there's not very much variation you can do considering it's a two-word name, but I have a couple different types here. The one on the left has our slogan under it, and the one on the right doesn't. I currently think that the one on the left is a little bit better here because it looks like it has more substance to it rather than the one on the right, which just looks very, very simple. This is the same thing here. The one on the left has the slogan underneath it, although I do think that the one on the right this time looks better because it looks more clean and most of the eye-catching, attention-grabbing stuff is on the circle, the aperture, whereas on the left, the slogan just kind of gets lost in the text and it doesn't really seem to fit. Throughout all the stuff that I've done looking into this project about like what I should actually do, I think some of the better ideas is to stay focused on the idea of the business and don't compromise just for personal benefit. I need to make sure that it succeeds early so that it can continue to succeed in the future. Um, and if I want to actually be noticed, I need to try and make an impact on the industry to differentiate the company from others so that we don't get like our idea stolen or just get swallowed up into some other company. We want to exist as our own company, so I just need to make enough of an impact that people remember us. And it's definitely something I need to look more into is funding and how much it would actually cost to make a company like this, because that was something that I had struggled with was like, do we need a building? How much does a website cost? How many people do we expect to have on the website at a time? Because that changes the cost. How much would the rigs cost? How much is editing software? Things like that. So I need to be able to estimate funding better so that I can actually make this a reality. Furthermore, if the business was to become a real thing, I'd need to make sure that I could consistently communicate with clients to figure out hiccups in the process. This involves like maybe surveys after their videos are done, or just talking to them during to make sure that there's nothing crazy going on in between that I'm not aware of, um, and then just to make sure that everything's going smoothly and maybe find some improvements that could be made. Uh, Furthermore, the obvious thing is to make sure to hire capable editors so that we could expand the business, because if it's just me, it's likely going to be very slow and not very effective. So if I can get more people on board, then we could make it so there's more videos created in every day. Thank you for attending my presentation. Once again, Edit Zero is designed for aspiring creators to be able to get easy edits on their videos, whether or not they have editing experience or not. It's designed to provide the desired product the first time and in a quick and efficient manner, and to actually get the videos that people want to them. Once again, Edit Zero, making edits easy.